What's up, y'all? Today on this episode of Bearded Outdoors, we are going to begin a playlist of different tips and basics for the walleye run. Today we are going to talk about rods and reels, what the typical rod and reel setup will be, and something that will be a good starter for anybody looking to start fishing the run. I've mentioned what I used before, and I'll show you again real quick. It's a 7-foot St. Croix Premier, medium power with a fast action tip, and I have that paired up with an Abu Garcia S30. The rod and reel you're going to use is obviously a spinning rod. Some people will go out there with a bait caster and things like that. You'll see people with a fly rod, but overall you're going to get a spinning rod and reel setup. And I personally feel the 7-foot medium is the best overall rod, at least to start out with. Talking to a lot of anglers out there, it is a very common choice. And I've used smaller rods. I've used a 6.6 medium power in the past. It was lacking backbone, had to baby fish in, and be extra careful and really strong currents if I did hook into a big fish. The 7-foot medium increases in that backbone a lot, in addition to being able to cast a lot further if you need to make long casts. So some people use some a little bit longer, and that's fine if you can handle it. Just keep in mind, sometimes you can't wade out as far as you'd like if the water's really high or wherever you're at, whichever location you're at. And you might have some structure behind you, whether it's trees, brush, people, whatever, bridges, and you just can't get a full cast in if you have a 7'6", 8-foot rod. So in my opinion, the 7-foot medium is a great choice to get if you're a newbie, if you're going to join the run for the first time, and you're looking to buy a new rod and reel setup. As far as the reel, something in that size, the 30s, the 3000 series, you can go a little smaller, a little bigger, but something around that size is totally fine. You get plenty of line on your spool. And for me, I use braid, so I don't break off braid at all, really. So it lasts me the entire run as long as I'm not fraying the good chunk that I am casting out there on rocks and things like that. Now, you don't need a St. Croix or any other really expensive rod that's more expensive than this. You can get, I understand everyone has a different budget. So these are going to be guidelines for a rod and reel to choose for the run. Get something along these specs that is within your price range. So if you have any questions about a rod and reel setup, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to try to answer your questions for you. And if you found this video helpful, give it a good thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it and found it useful. And of course, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. That way you can get future updates for more of these walleye run basics and other fishing videos that I'm going to be uploading here soon. And I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you all in the water this year. And if you do run into me, feel free to say hey, introduce yourself. Tell me how you're doing. Keep in mind, I'm gonna make this playlist to help out new anglers or anyone that is a little unsure of kind of a top 10 of the basics of the walleye run. I don't think anyone should really be spoon-fed anything. These are gonna be basic. I'm not gonna give up any honey holes, anything like that. I'm going to give you information that everyone should kind of know as a standard, and give you the opportunity to take that information and apply it on the water and hopefully become successful this year during the run and go home with a good limit each time you go out.